Hi Instagram, great to see you again another Thursday. Give everybody just a few minutes to join. Hi Team RevAir. So Team RevAir, I want to do a shout out to Carrie Brown's TikTok here in a minute, so you might want to pull up her handle because I can't remember it. Hi Pumpkin Paul, Hair by Kelly. Hi Jamie and Tati. Hi Faye. Forgive me, I see the names going so quickly and they're so small, but hello. Hi Kendra. Hi Jenny. So glad you guys could all join today. We're going to give you what you asked for, which is to see some people do their hair, which is why mine is wet. Hello Fernanda. Hi Nada. I love you too. Hello, Stephanie, and Miss Ladosha has joined. She's going to be joining me here in just a moment. We're going to let a few more people pop on. Please let us know where you're joining from, and if you have a friend who is also like, what is this contraption and how does it work? Go ahead and put their name in the comments. Go ahead and at them right now because you're going to see two of us do our hair live this evening. One with type 2, type 3-ish hair, and then one with type 4 hair. So it's going to be a dynamic duo this evening of revving. So please go ahead and tell your friends in there. Orange County, I'm in Riverside. So good to see you. If you mean Orange County, California, you might mean Florida. But either way, I'm so happy that you're here joining. My parents live in Dana Point, so if that's the Orange County, that makes my heart very happy. Queens is in the house. Love it. Indiana, I have been there and enjoyed it. I like the Pacers too. Very good team. Hello. Yes, Newport Beach. Good. Beautiful there. It's much cooler than where I am right now. Okay, I'm going to give it just a second more and then we're going to get started. Thanks for joining. Thanks, Wendy. And Jenny from Little Rock. I have some amazing friends in Arkansas. Bronx is in the house. Love it. Thank you so much for joining this evening. So last week, of course, yes, I'm going to tell my BFF I adore you. Well, we adore you too. So thank you so much for joining. So last week, we put in our stories, what do you guys want to see? The first thing was you want to see that we're back in stock. We do too. We want to be back in stock. So let me just address that really quick. Team RevAir is going to put in the comments right now that you can send the word restock to a certain number and you'll get text updates. But also I did a live this morning and you can find it on our IGTV and it shows you how you can easily and quickly with like 3 little fields put your name, phone number, and email address in there, and you can get updates when we're in stock, and it puts you right on the wait list. Again, if you want to text restock, you can do it to 29071, and I'll be mentioning that through the call. You would think by now I have it memorized, but I don't. When I'm live, it's like so much else in your brain. So we will put that up again and again for you. But we have units constantly coming in. Yes, manufacturing is back up, but they have to come in waves. So get your name on that wait list so you don't have to wait any longer than you already have. The other thing you said you wanted to see in our stories when we posed that question is you want to see people rev their hair live. And that's what we're going to do tonight. Kendra Jen, you know your business is good when you need a wait list. Thank you so much. We've only been at this 2 years. We are a small company. There's less than 20 of us in the entire company. And we were all friends that worked at other places and joined to make this dream come true. So when you guys see that little meme that says every time you order from a small business, someone literally does a happy dance, we in fact do a happy dance. We are small, but we're mighty, and we're trying to really change the game in the beauty industry. So thanks to all of you for your amazing support. And yes, we are happy to have a wait list, although we wish we could just be getting them to you really fast. Okay, so let me go ahead and get Ladosha to join us. She and I are here every Thursday at this time, and today you said you wanted to see some people rev your hair, so here I am. My tank top is soaking wet. I had to put something on over it because I was like, uh-oh, wet t-shirt contest on Instagram Live. And I'll go ahead and get Ladosha. She probably is equally as soaked as I am, so hold on one second. Okay, I went ahead and requested her. She should be connecting any second here. Hey!
I'm soaked and wet. You are absolutely, look at that.
I
And
know,
we both
I
have,
told them I had to put on something else over my white tank top because I sat down and I looked at myself and I was like, it's going to be a wet t-shirt contest on Instagram Live tonight if I don't get myself together.
yes, we both have on white tees.
We do, which is not the best choice when your hair is soaking wet. So I was like, well, I'll just throw on a little kimono.
Just a little white.
Well, thanks for joining again. You know how much I love spending my Thursday nights with you.
Ditto, same here.
Okay, so before we get started, I thought we would share a little bit about maybe some things that we've experienced with our hair. So we had people saying, I want to see people do their hair. And I have to tell you, as like a white gal, nobody ever talked to me about hair texture. So it wasn't until I started working at RevAir that I was really like, what's my hair type? I have a hair type? Like, I knew I had a skin type, right? People talk about that in cosmetics, but I didn't know I had a hair type. So what I realized is that my hair is like type 2 in some places and type 3. It's not like something consistently across the board. Right. And then I had to kind of get straight with myself because I never wear it curly. And the real reason why, if I'm just being like super honest, the real reason why is that in my 20s, I was engaged. I didn't marry him, and you'll be glad after I tell this story. But in my 20s, I was engaged, and I remember him telling me that he thought that my hair curly was ugly. And I immediately stopped wearing my hair curly. Like, it really hurt me. And here I am like 20 years later, and I'm just now getting the confidence back to wear it curly. So what I want to say to everybody out there is that by no means is RevAir trying to say straight hair is better. This is not about everybody in the world should have straight hair. What we're saying is we love curls so much that this is the better way to straighten your hair on the days you decide to do that. This is the better way for you to get to that protective style, that stretch style, because healthy hair is what is beautiful in any wave or pattern or what have you. So I want to say to everybody out there, we are not by any means trying to say, straighten your hair every day. That's the only way you'll be beautiful. We think that you are beautiful just how you are today. So I'm sure you have a story sort of similar, especially Black women seem to have a lot of people who comment on their hair and make them feel a certain way about it.
Exactly.
Do you have a story you want to share? I would love.
Yeah, so I'm just going to piggyback off of what you're saying. So when it comes to having any texture, be it curly, be it coily, be it wavy, be it combination, one thing as professionals that we make abundantly clear to all people, regardless the color of your skin, is that hair is a very unique fabric per the individual on the head which it lies. And so as a unique fabric, we're kind of bootleg fashion designers because we can stretch the fabric, you know, we can ball the fabric up, we could tie the fabric in knots, we could do a lot of different things with those fabrics. So we know that some of the social construct and the stigmas around manipulating the fabric has given people a really vibe or some kind of uncomfortable feeling in their solar plexus area. And so, like Crystal said, what we want everyone to understand is that from the times of yore, humans have always been playing around with how to be cute, good looking, different, unique,
to feel themselves.
Yes, so don't think that humans are the only species that do it. because birds do it, giraffes do it. All animals, ants, everybody, everything, even trees. That's why they change their leaves. They fall off because they want to be ready for something new when that weather comes back around. So
Yes.
the ancients just merely borrowed the whole beautification process from nature. And so that's what Crystal was saying in a different way. So that's what RevAir and Ladosha were all about, is that we're still borrowing from nature, even with covering up. So we're going to talk about some great products to cover up. I see a lot of questions about what oils to put on your hair. So we're just going to borrow, from nature and how we can protect not only ourselves during, the pandemic, but also how we can protect our hair. So understand that the whole concept and notion of altering, it really starts in nature, and that all the ancients just looked at nature and said, hey,
I can do
that too.
Yeah. So before we get started, I want to tell you guys a bit about the device so you understand how it works. So the magic is really in this, what we call our wand. The wand here is made up of a heat chamber. So a lot of you ask about where the heat comes from. This is the heat chamber. And the heat chamber actually has 3 temperature settings, and I have a COVID manicure, which means it's chipped. So everybody just go with the new style. So you have here, your heat settings. Now there are 3. There is low, there is no heat, and there is what we call high heat. But even high heat on its highest setting is lower by like 100 degrees than the lowest setting on your blow dryer right now, or on your flat iron. So again, I do my hair on high. What do you do yours on, Ladosha?
I do mine on high as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is here what would be called the mouth of the wand.
Mm-hmm.
In case one of you have never seen this before, you can see that there's little holes. Again, COVID manicure. Please don't type how ugly it is. I already know. So right here are little holes, and that's what gets to the root. So people are often talking about whether or not you can get your roots with RevAir, and the answer is yes. Now what happens is when the hot air blasts out of this, it immediately is pulled back. RevAir stands for reverse air. Pretty smart, right? So this wand is where all the magic happens. Now your hair floats in here. It just floats in midair. There's special aerodynamics there. And your hair, some people will say, why can't I use a vacuum? Because a vacuum doesn't have the aerodynamics. You put your hair in a vacuum and you're going to see it become a rat's nest and all tangled up. The inside of this device alone, this wand, took 4 years to perfect so that the hair doesn't flap, you don't have split ends, it doesn't tangle up. So there is real magic and science that went into the aerodynamics that happen inside this wand. Now, Ladosha, tell them why reverse air is so great for cuticles.
So I had to run over, because you guys know that my area of expertise is trichology. So trichology is the science of scalp and hair. So the only difference between myself, and a regular hairstylist who doesn't specialize in trichology is that we're always people who specialize in trichology, if they're also styling hair, because all trichologists do not. We're always taking into consideration exactly what's happening to the hair at every single point of manipulation, from braiding, the twisting, the locking, you name it, including RevAir. And so the minute that Teresa brought the RevAir device to us, and the minute she turned it on, and I felt, I put my fingers in there and I felt the pull, I knew, hot damn, this my stuff. Woo! This is on fire. Okay. So why did I know it was on? I was.
Oh wait. Did you say it was fire? Okay, she said fire. It was
some
fire.
That's right. It was lit. It was lit. I was like, OMG. So I knew it was lit because this is the science. So when you look at any texture of hair, this is what trichology, this is what we see. We see these cuticle layers. So like she said, the aerodynamics, the technology in the RevAir is simply going to pull those cuticles gently, nice and slow. And then on the inside, which is the second layer, that's called your cortex. So that's where those peptides or those salt bonds are going to be rearranged. So once the heat hits it, it's going to rearrange the salt bonds, and then the cuticle is going to lay nice and smooth, and it's just going to stay that way. But it's very safe because per Crystal, it's not a lot of heat. It's a no-brainer because you don't need that brush to pull it.
I was
You
just going
don't
to say
need
no brush. So it
no
takes
attachment.
there's no attachment. So there's less opportunity for breakage. There's less opportunity for you to create hair loss because you're letting the device do the work. You're not pulling at it. And Ladosha, you know, as a stylist, like, it is hard when you're using a traditional blow dryer to get that look at home for the client, because you can't stand how a stylist does over you, pointing the nozzle of the blow dryer down. So this does all the work for you. Now let's talk about tension settings. So I'm picking up my device here. I have my device. I'm sure Ladosha has hers there. There are 7 tension settings. So we were talking about how you don't have to use a brush. I call these tension settings, I call them basically my round brush. And what that means is, if you were doing my hair, you might have to put a round brush, pull it like a 3 tension or a 4 tension. But if you're doing Ladosha's hair, you might have to be at like a 6 or a 7. So you will go starting low and go up higher. I have found about 3 or 4 works for me. So imagine this being your hairbrush, and in the past, how long you had to, or how hard you had to pull. This is what this tension setting is for. Now, does it pull your hair? No, it doesn't hurt at all. If anything, everybody tells me it feels like a scalp massage and that it's relaxing. There's no hot air blowing on you. So as we've all been talking about, like, how sweaty and awful it is outside, doing your hair, you don't have to stop halfway through. Doing your hair, you don't have to, get sweaty back here before you even get to this top part. So that's one of the things I love the most. I'm going to be doing my hair on a 3. What are you going to do your hair on?
I do mine on number 4. Okay.
On 4.
So here,
okay, great.
Yeah. So let me just say this. She gave you the example about can you hold the numbers up, your device up again?
Sure. Sorry, I'm finagling with like a table.
That's okay. So what I'm going to do is just say this culturally specific, okay? So to those of us who grew up with the attachment on the blow dryer, okay, so number 7, okay, that tug on it, that's like, your mom says, hold your head. The reason why our parents were telling us to hold our head was for the tension, okay? So the more texture, the more you have to lean your head. So that's why parents were always saying, hold your head over, hold your head over. So number 7 would be like holding your head all the way over for like really coily hair. And then I would say 6 to 7. Number 5 would be like holding your head right here. 3 to 5, and then 3 all the way back down would be holding your head like
Look
this.
at that. Who even knew that? That's such a great little tip.
Okay, so if you're used to blow drying your hair with the attachment, or you're using the brush and you're holding your head all the way over, then go to number 7. If you're blow drying your hair, you're using the attachment, and you're just like about right here, then you can go between 4 and 5. And if you're just up and you're just blow drying it like this, then you can go 4 and below. So how's that?
Okay, that's great.
All right.
That's great.
Okay.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get started revving. I'm going to tell you quickly what I did. So I have clean, wet hair. And I know that Fernanda is like, come on, let's see this. I cannot wait. So Fernanda, we're doing this for you. So we have clean, wet hair. Then I went ahead and put in some of the product that I use, which is Wave Goodbye. So I used Wave Goodbye, and I actually picked up my bright spot instead of Wave Goodbye, but I'm sure Ladosha has it right there. So I used Wave Goodbye. Ladosha, what did you prep your hair with? And so I'm going to just comb through my hair. So go ahead.
So I actually use Wave Goodbye too. Okay. Awesome. Yes. So because I have color treated hair, so I don't need as much, coating on it. So this works absolutely fine, but I can, if I want to, use some Play It Straight. So I'm going to use Play It Straight to show you how versatile it could be. So we're going to start. And what you want to do is use a little. Now, one of the things I saw in the feed was about oil. Please do not use
No
oil with this,
oil.
no kind of oil with this device, okay? You only need a little. The more oil, you're going to mess up your device. But in general, do not blow dry your hair with any oil. Only use a thermal protectant. So this is about how much I use. I rub it all over like lotion. I start from my ends, and then I work it through. And then like Crystal, I do the same thing. Always comb your product all the way through your hair. So we're doing the same thing, and I'm going to clip mine up just like her. And I follow the manufacturer's instructions, which is to only use 3-inch partings. And so we have the nice RevAir clips. And so voila.
Our clips are amazing. People go back again and again to buy them, so you can buy accessories on our site. I was using our hair towel, which is amazing. We have the 2 products that are primers, the Wave Goodbye and the Play It Straight. And then we also have a Bright Spot Shine Spray that smells amazing and makes your hair so luminescent. So Ladosha and I are going to get started. Ladosha, why don't we each rev that section that's hanging down? Because you and I seem to do it the same way as far as how we section our hair. So Ladosha and I are going to go ahead and start revving our hair, and then we'll stop after this section and take some questions and then go on to the next section. So here we go, everybody. So my hair is just going to go right in there, and it's going to want to go in there. I don't have to force it because the reverse air is there. I need to make sure it's on high heat, and all I do is put it up against my scalp. You're not going to do any bouncing. You're just going to move it around in a slow motion around the entire section. So no bouncing. You don't want to disrupt the airflow. That could create tangles. You also want to get right at your root. So it takes about 30 to 90 seconds per section.
So
Ladosha, you feel free to jump in there while I do this bottom section.
Right. So mine, as you can see, mine is pretty much, there it is. It's nice and dry. You can see the volume on it. So mine is already dry. Now my hair is a lot more porous. So I have Afro hair. So Afro hair has a tendency to dry really, really fast. And remember, I don't have a lot of oil on my hair. So her hair would take longer because her hair is longer, and then also because her hair is a little bit stronger than mine. So my hair dried pretty quick. And so I will turn around and I'll continue to do the back so you guys can see the finished results. And I make sure I comb it out, okay?
So in however long that was the 1/3 of my hair. That was the entire back lower portion of my hair. You can see how straight it is. I'm not a professional blogger here, but you can see the shine to it. That would have taken me with a round brush previously 20 minutes to do. But that was maybe less than 3 minutes, and the whole bottom section of my hair is dry. So I'm going to keep going. You see what Ladosha is doing there? She's getting right to her roots because there are little holes in the wand that allow you to get straight up to your roots without the hot air blasting on you. Okay, so I'm going to get started with this next section. Again, I'm revving on high and I'm revving on a 3. Ladosha's revving on a 4 and also on high. Nope, there's nothing wrong with anybody's scalp. It doesn't upset your scalp at all. It's it's not hot on your scalp. Again, as soon as the hot air blasts, it's pulled back away
And I'm
with
showing the
reverse air.
and I'm showing the comb in case people are wondering, is my hair tangling and ratting up with the wave goodbye? The answer is no.
Ladosha, they were asking about how this performs with your scalp and whether it hurts it or not.
No, it does not hurt the scalp at all. It's like a little miniature scalp massage. So you
I'm
just
pulling
hold
it
it.
away to test my roots. Sorry, Ladosha,
Yeah,
go ahead and
that's
keep
okay.
going.
Yeah, so it's like a miniature scalp massage. So it feels really, really good. I don't move it around so much because it just feels good. But like you said, I will move it to touch the scalp. And I'll make sure if my fingers can get through it, I know it's dry. If my fingers can't, then I know it's not dry.
So you see that it comes right out of the wand, and I immediately started using a comb and how easily I can brush through it. Look at how much of my hair is done in that short amount of time and the shine that it gets. I know it's hard to see on these little screens, but it's definitely shiny. Oh, can you guys hear me? Did I lose you?
Nope.
There we go. I thought I lost you. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. I had somebody ask about if it's heavy. It's no heavier than a blow dryer.
Right,
And the
that's
truth
true.
of the matter is, you're going to do your hair 3 times faster because it's pulling the water away instead of moving it all about your scalp. And so your hair is going to dry 3 times faster. So it really is so much easier to use than a blow dryer. You'll be shocked at the ease of use. I, a couple of years ago, had to have a really major surgery, and I was feeling like I just wasn't a human post-surgery. I was feeling just torn apart and ugly, and like all I wanted to do was take a real shower, and I wasn't allowed to yet. And when I finally could wash my hair, which was day 3, I was able to sit in my bed and rev my hair, and I felt so good. Now, meanwhile, I was using a walker to wash, but I could rev my hair. So that's how easy it is. So again, I'm on a 3, Ladosha's on a 4. Some people will be a
No,
7.
so let me just answer the question. Yes, my hair is naturally wavy. It's not too curly. It's more wavy than it is curly. And I see someone said she thought it burned her hair from the hair dryer. No, that's my hair color. And so as you can see, this is very, very safe on color treated hair. So can
So
you?
everybody was asking about the products we use. We actually have
Yes.
2 primers and 1 shine spray that you can find on our site, and we will put the link here in the comments for you. But you can always head over to myrevair.com to see all the offerings we have. I pull it away. You can see the tension it does with no brush. I feel, and I notice in the back of this part, I have a little wetness still, so I just go back there to do that. And then when I pull it away, my hair is straight and shiny.
And they wanted to see the product. So just a
Oh,
little,
sure.
not too much. So this is the one that I'm using, and I'm just going to add a little because I already have some on there. Starting from your ends, okay, guys? And remember to always comb your product through. And my hair is in pretty good condition, and I'm using the right comb. So remember, hair care and hair styling are about 3 things: the right products, the right tools, and the right technique. So the right tool is not pulling my hair out, and then the RevAir device. Now, I don't have any hair over there because I didn't cut half, of course, of mine's off.
So here's what I want to say to everybody about this device is it's definitely an investment, but it's an investment in something you wear every day, which is your hair, and the health of your hair is gonna change. I mean, I've been using it now for 2 years, and when I touch my hair, I can't believe it's my hair. I'm like, that is soft, and it feels so good, and it's shiny. And you have to remember, I haven't had my hair cut in months because we've all been on lockdown here in California. So I haven't had my hair cut in months, and this is still how it's looking. Now, also, it seems like it might be taking us a little longer than it is. That's because we're stopping to talk and teach you. But I can do my whole head in 10 minutes or less. So the idea that you have to like plan your wash days and what a bummer it is to have to do your hair, that's like all out the window.
Yep, there we go. Now I just have one more piece, and you guys can see how nice. Let me just turn around. All right, this is my last piece. Now you can blow dry your, I would say style it the way you want to wear it. So I want this to come forward. So I'm going to deliberately rev air this piece coming forward.
So
Now
yes,
the
I have
other,
it right on the top of my head and it looks completely crazy, but it's completely awesome.
yeah. And the other thing that I want to point out about the Rev Air, when you're talking about textured hair, make sure your hair is squeaky clean before you do this. If you've been using a lot of those natural hair products that build up on the hair, that can make Rev airing difficult, blow drying, period. So if you're using a lot of those wash and wear products, make sure you are washing them off the hair. So if it's like Diva Curl, Shea Moisture, Cantu, make sure that's off the hair. And then I'm just going to come down, and we're both on our last piece.
So I wanted to say that, yeah, I'll have one more piece after this. I have this one on the top of my head, and you can hear the difference. This is with the heat chamber on high. This is with it off. And when I turn it off, that's like giving a cold shot. And you notice I've been holding it here at the back of my head. That's because I want to create some volume for this piece at the root. So it allows to do that cold shot and create volume. So I'm going to do this last section up front, and then I go around and do a cold shot of my entire hair just quickly to close everything out and for it to look super extra smooth. So here is my last section.
Okay, stylist
Look
all
at
over you.
those ends that need cut so bad. Quarantine, stop. Make it stop.
Now I flat iron mine. So and that's people always question about the volume and all this stuff. So we just want you guys to see that you really can create that. And if you can look, I did wear a white t-shirt deliberately for a reason, because one of the things that we look for is hair and stuff coming out. So when you so I'm all now that all my hair is nice and smooth. I'm just going to come close, and I want you guys to see that when I comb my hair, you don't see hair falling out. So the concern is this safe for color treated hair? The answer is 100% yes. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Oh, does it get the kitchen? Now, to those of you who don't know what the kitchen is, now this is a cultural thing, and some
I
African
know what the
American
kitchen
cultures.
is.
So everybody may not know what the kitchen is. So the kitchen is the nape of the hair. So that's one question that everybody wants to know is, does Rev Air get the kitchen? Can you see my kitchen?
No,
Can you
go
see
to your
my?
left. Go to your left. Nope, your other left. There you go.
So there's my kitchen. So the answer is yes. The Rev Air gets the kitchen. Does it get the hairline? There's my hairline. And the answer is yes. Now you would take a straightening comb. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do use a straightening comb. Or you could just flat iron it. So however you want to get it extra smooth. Now remember, this is not the flat iron state, okay? And so,
Okay, I'm going to tell them what I do to finish off my hair. So my whole head of hair is done, and I go on and I put it on cold or no heat, essentially the zero setting, and I just quickly, for like 5 or 10 seconds, just grab sections all the way around, just like that, to finish it off and add even more shine. People were asking if you can use this on children. Absolutely. I mean, you need to be mindful of their age. But we even have autistic children who love using this because it doesn't blow air on them and it's so gentle. So we have found so many uses for this, and the autistic community really loves this product. You can see it just sucks the hair in, and children love it, especially if they're tender-headed. So you're going to want to make sure when you pick up one of these, if you have a kid that you have to fight with to do their hair. So it's so awesome. It just pulls your hair and you don't have to do any work. It's ridiculous how easy it is. Okay, let me pull this last section out. So my whole head is done.
So mine is all done.
Fernanda, what I want to tell you is, I know noise for a child with autism can be a problem too. So what you want to do when you get one, and we have videos that you can watch. There is a woman that, a hairstylist that we work with. Her name is Carrie Brown. It's K-A-R-I-E. There's so many spellings of Carrie. And we will put her TikTok handle, her Instagram handle, everything in there. Her daughter's autistic, and we did an Instagram, an IGTV with her so you can watch her do her daughter's hair. Her trick that she taught us is you start the dial on 0 and you turn it up slowly to find their speed. And that makes the sound go up slowly as well, because the sound is dictated by the speed of the air and the heat chamber. So those are tips that could help you so that you can work with your child a lot easier to get their hair dried.
All right. And so I would begin to flat iron my hair. Now this is the point where someone asked about the oil. So I have my own brand of oil called the Wright oil, and it's a grapeseed oil base.
Why don't you tell them where they can find your oils, your book called What They Don't Tell You in the Hair Salon, your Curly Hair Adventure book. Tell them where they can find you, Ladosha.
Okay, Okay, so you can find the hair care products, the Wright hair care products. You can find them at myshopify.globalhaircare. And the book, all of the books are available on Amazon or lwrightbooks.com. And so when this is done, I will screenshot all of those sites so you guys can just see that. But I wanted you all to answer the question. I'm sorry, not you all, but I wanted to answer the question about oil. So this is a good time to put oil on your hair if you're going to flat iron it. And so I would just say, remember, when you use oil on your hair, heat spreads. So this is about a little less than a dime size amount. And again, the secret is to rub it all over your hands like you're putting on lotion. Start from the ends. For all of us who have textured hair, especially Afro textured hair, start applying your products at the ends, because this is the oldest part. This is where the hair breaks. So don't do this, because then your hair will be too heavy. So start from the ends. Looking good, Crystal. And
Thanks,
then
baby.
Get it through, and then comb it through, and then you can start your flat iron. So I will come back tonight. I'm going to go home because I'm still here at the salon. Now, nobody's here. I'm all by myself.
All by myself.
Ooh, what you know about that? All by myself. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. And so I'm going to go home and smooth it out, and then I'll post some pictures, and I'll get my little swerve one. So I will make sure that I put the sites to the books, the hair care products, and then my finished style after that. So that's going to be.
And not only was I putting my hands through my hair because I'm feeling myself, but I also wanted you guys to see, because people so often say, how is it not tangling your hair? Come on. How is it not? You saw how curly and wavy my hair was. You can see just how soft it is. I can run my fingers right through it. And I will either wear it like this, or I will put in beachy waves, because when I have my hair curly, it's not consistent. It's like I was saying at the beginning, it's like wavy in some sections and curly in other sections, and it ends up just looking like I didn't do anything with it. So I do this as a foundation to being able to put in beachier waves or create a style. So it works for me too, as a stretch style, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And let me just say this about if you have inconsistent textures. So if you have hair that's straight, curly, straight, whatever, a lot of that is coming from not using any proteins. Now, this is the reason why I do love
I don't
The
even,
wave,
tell me about
the
proteins because I've
yeah, this
never.
is yeah, this is why I love the wave goodbye and the play it straight is because you guys do have some protein to help protect the hair, but sometimes you need a little bit more protein during your shampoo and your conditioning process. So there are a plethora of proteins out here, but I'm just going to recommend the top two. So on the
Yes,
high
please.
end, you're going to go with Philip Pelusi Daily Hair RX. That's like the Aston Martin of proteins. And if
Woo!
you're just like, and it costs about $30. And if you're like, I'm not spending $30, no worry, then you can just truck right on over to CVS and buy some Infusium 23. And that is a synthetic form of the 23 amino acids, which are the building blocks, not only to health, but to your hair. And if
Wait, I
I
have a
didn't have,
question about Infusium.
yeah,
So, like it's when you're younger, you don't notice it, but as you get older, you do. How hair care in a store like Target or CVS isn't just a hair care aisle. It's black hair care over here, white hair care over there, which I really hate. It makes me feel
no,
terrible. So
that's my
where
next
would you
mission.
find Infusium? I know. I
That's,
want
that's,
if
yeah.
anybody's listening, marketing people out there, floor planners out there, we're trying to tell you, put all hair products together. So
And
tell me,
that's in my
Ladosha,
book.
where would you find Infusium? And then you can tell me about it being in your book.
Okay, so you can find Infusium down the regular hair aisle. So
The
it's not the
regular. I hate that.
it's not down the ethnic aisle. It's not down the women of color aisle. And those are the only two terms. It might say black hair care, but
Yeah.
most of the aisles they read ethnic. So it's not there. You're going to have to go down the regular hair care aisle, or you can go over onto Amazon and they have 2 liters for just, I think, $30, which would last you for like 2 years. Okay. So
Ages.
you
Yeah.
can't beat that. Okay.
So
So,
somebody
so
just
the
asked, how
proteins
do
are,
you know if your hair needs protein? Is it? Thank you,
so,
Joanne, for that question.
all right.
And
So
you guys throw your questions in there.
yeah, and maybe we can make that our next topic too. So all hair needs protein. There's no such thing as how do you know if your hair needs protein? The answer being really quickly is because your hair is made of 3 layers of protein. So every time the sun shines, the wind blows, your lover pulls it, you flat iron it, you wash it, you braid it, you twist it, you lock it, whatever, you're going to roughen up or loosen up some of that outer protein layer, which is responsible for what you see there, the shine and the manageability. So you always need protein. That's number one. Number two, no, there is no such thing as too much protein. Why? Because hair, like skin, will only absorb what it needs. The issue most of the times is the quality of the protein. So on your high end, you have Philip Pelusi Daily Hair RX. And then on your low end, you have Infusium 23, the original formula. Honestly, they both work great, okay? The only difference is Philip Pelusi's, his goes to the second layer. That's the only difference. But I do use Infusium 23, the original formula, here at the salon. So that's my stab at protein.
Nice. Now, what causes split ends is a question from Jennifer Diaz. Jennifer,
Okay.
thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, you guys working us tonight. Okay.
I love
So
it.
what
I love it.
causes split ends? So split ends in today's times is only pretty much coming from 2 things. Number one, the wrong technique. So if you're doing the wrong technique in combing and cutting and all that, or rolling your hair or flat ironing, your ends are the oldest, so they will tear the fastest. So that's number one, the wrong technique. Number two would be inferior tools, okay? So if your stylist is not using professional shears, if they're using inferior combs, like the little flimsy ones, then what's gonna happen is the ends will tear simply because they're the most fragile. So the stylist is not being mean or deliberate, but understand that I specialize in trichology, so I'm a little bit more, particular. So you definitely want to make sure that you're using quality tools. Today's hair, make sure they're better formulated. So you really don't see split ends too much. To me, I rarely see split ends. But when I do, most of it is because too much aggressive, the wrong technique, and then the other part would just be inferior tools.
So tell me when you say inferior tools, it's probably really important what you use at home too. Like
Right.
you don't want to go get an expensive haircut and then use a really chintzy
Yeah.
like flat iron,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay.
here's the thing, in America, we think if something is expensive, it's good. So I'm
That's
just going
not
to say,
always the
right,
case.
so I'm just going to say buyer beware. So when I say inferior, I'm talking about look at the longevity of the brand that's been on the market, number one. Number two, are they partners with other professionals such as cosmetologists, dermatologists, things like that. And then number three, what is it actually made out of? Okay. So is it rubber or is it plastic? When they say recycle, what is it being recycled with? So these are the things that you're looking for. And that cost could be anywhere from 99 cents to $99.
Right?
So don't let money be the, your indicator to how good something is. You want to,
It's so funny that you say that because I bought this makeup brush that I'm obsessed with, and I got it on Amazon for like $10. And I was having this whole like inner dialogue with myself about how much it costs to buy makeup brushes, and I kind of needed some new ones. And I'm obsessed with it. I'll tell everybody about it. It's like kind of half moon shaped, dense with bristles, and it puts on your foundation in like 2 seconds and so flawlessly, and I love it. And if I remember next week, I will I'll hold it up for you guys.
this is my last 99-cent one that I.
Okay, no, I'm sending you the link to this thing. I was like, that's nonsense. Now I bought it on some Facebook ad, but then I found it on Amazon, and it's fantastic, and I'll never live without it again. So it can be a $10 tool versus one that is $100.
Right. Yeah.
But
There's some of
at
the.
the same
Yeah.
time, oftentimes you get what you pay for. It's kind of this weird
Yeah.
dichotomy about that. With RevAir, you absolutely get what you pay for. This thing will save your hair, save you time.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and
Okay.
just shop within. Yeah, and just shop within your budget. So if your
Yes.
budget is, $10, then you want the best product that you can get for $10. Allure magazine is an outstanding, resource to get that information, and also
Splurge
my book.
versus steal. I love splurge
Yeah,
versus steal.
yeah, so you can get some other tips in my book. And of course, you can follow me on all the social media. I'm always highlighting products, okay? But for right now, I would just say shop within your budget. If you like $100 shampoos, then run out and go get that JF Lazar Teague. He is worth every single penny, I'm here to tell you.
That's awesome. Well, thank you
Yes.
so much, Ladosha, for being here
Yeah.
again. I know we just did a giveaway of your book, Curly Hair Adventures, which was awesome. And I know the winners are thrilled and super excited to get that. And we'll be doing another one, as I understand it, soon in the future. So everybody look out for that on our Instagram feed.
Okay, and so the Philip Pelusi product is this actual protein, and it's called Daily Hair RX. So that's what you're looking for. It's a protein. That's the what you're looking for, not a leave-in. You have to rinse that out. So, and I will take a picture and put that on my page. But yes, so Fernanda Heckman, yes. So Philip Pelusi Daily Hair RX.
Awesome. Well, you guys, I know that you want restock notifications. So again, we're going to drop it in the comments where you can text. Also, you can head over to myrevair.com. Again, that's myrevair.com, and it will immediately pop up. And you can just put in 3 little pieces of information and you'll be put on the wait list. When you get your waitlist email, it says, here's your chance to buy. And we're getting them in kind of doses. So as that happens, you're going to want to buy quickly because that's your spot in line. So as soon as you see that email, pop on over and hit the buy now. And restock is what you can text to 29071.
Okay.
All right. Well,
all right.
Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoyed us doing our hair live for you tonight. We will do this more often. I think maybe we should do it like every other week, Ladosha, so that people can always see, and we'll take some. Yeah, we'll do our wash days together. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I'm going to let Ladosha do her infamous sign off.
All right, guys. So thank you guys so very much for supporting us. And you guys know how much I love RevAir. And she called me the resident expert. So that's my new hashtag the RevAir resident expert. So you know what we say when we're always signing out, right? Remember, we're always talking about a whole lot of peace and most certainly a whole lot of love and definitely a whole lot of hair. And if you don't have any hair, ain't interested in no hair, can't grow no hair, don't worry about it. Why, Crystal? Because you can just rub your beautiful, beautiful bald head. Thank you guys so
Bye,
much.
you guys. Thanks so much. See you next
Bye.
Thursday.